Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Baseball is back, and the first pitch is on Netflix. The New York Yankees, led by seven-time All-Star Aaron Judge, head to the San Francisco Bay to take on Rafael Devers' San Francisco Giants. This season kicks off with one exclusive opening night game. Watch MLB Opening Night, the New York Yankees versus the San Francisco Giants, live on Netflix. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
You saw the game-winning play once, but have to replay it 3 times on the way back to the hotel. Because some moments don't end at the buzzer. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit usaa.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
It's the whole one car thing. We just had one car and we were like, let's see how long this goes. And then it became the norm for us. But now we're back on the microwave gang.
Microwave's tough, man. I'm not saying microwave food a lot, but I'm just saying there's some stuff, like for instance, I need some hot water. Zap it, man.
Bro.
Hot water? That's where you went?
Yeah.
That's the first electric tea kettle, Amin.
I got that, but sometimes I just need it fast, man. I need to get out of here.
That's the one.
Wow.
That's the one where you can't wait.
Sometimes, man, you just got to go.
Need the microwave.
I did get what do you call it? I am proud of myself. I bought one of those egg boilers.
Okay.
Where you just rack them up and plug it in.
Hard-boiled eggs?
Yep. Well, you know.
You go semi-soft boiled?
I'd like it to be semi, but I can't figure out the water levels. Every time I say, okay, maybe if I less water, and it's like, nope, everything keeps coming out hard-boiled, so I just have to accept it.
I've been off microwaves since college, I would say.
Wow.
College people had microwaves, microwave popcorn in the dorm room, something like that.
Microwave popcorn, there you go.
People are always like, dude, why get a microwave? Because if I make soup all the time. I have soup like every lunch, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, how are you a soup eater when you don't have a microwave? I'm like, I just put it in the pot. I put it on the stove.
Yeah.
And then I put it in the bowl. And they're like, that's so inefficient because then you have twice as many stuff to put in the dishwasher because now you got the pot and the bowl. And I'm like, well, when I use the microwave, I got to use something to cover the soup so it doesn't explode everywhere in the microwave. So I'm still using 2 pieces of plateware to make the soup.
Oh no, I have to put 2 things in the dishwasher. Oh, don't use a dishwasher. Don't have a microwave.
Yeah. There's a guy, one of our producers on NBA radio, does not believe in dishwashers.
I believe in dishwashers, but I know people who pre-wash to put it in the dishwasher, and then it's essentially a giant drying rack.
Drying rack, yeah.
So your microwavability is way low. Like your house, we're not doing microwaves. Your microwavability score is very low.
I don't know if it has anything to do with my microwavability score. I could use one just like any other peasant out there, but I'm saying that I don't think it's good, and I think it's actually bad. It actually makes things taste worse. And the efficiency that you get.
Popcorn?
If you actually cook popcorn in a pot.
Oh, God.
It's just as good.
That's a good point.
Do you make popcorn?
I'm not eating popcorn all the time.
But when you do, you're getting a pot out.
I think microwave popcorn is fine. I think that's a solid invention, despite the incredibly toxic bag that it comes in. Who knows what's up with that thing? Those things are scary. But I'm fine with microwave popcorn. I'm just saying, in general, the soup that Tom is talking about is going to taste better if he puts it in a pot. Mm-hmm. It's going to heat more evenly. It's not going to taste radioactive.
I was watching this news story about microplastics. Well, actually, it was a news story that the guy created this robotic AI fish that eats microplastics, cleaning the water. I said, oh, that's cool. Then they showed B-roll footage of these coastlines that are just filled with trash, like all these bottles and stuff. And I said to myself, that's not microplastics. That's macroplastics, man.
Oh, God. Econ joke. Please clap.
Well, my point about microwaves is that the time you save to heat the thing up is really not worth it in terms of quality. And that leads us to this quote from Doc Rivers responding to a question about microwavability.
A lot of great players in your time, but just that microwavability.
It's unbelievable. I've had Jamal Crawford, I've had Lou Williams, and now I have Cam Thomas, and very similar. They're all different in their own ways. But, Cam wants to do right. He wants to play well. You can see that. And we're going to give him every opportunity. I mean, the guy is a natural scorer, and you can see that. Probably force one or two today where you over dribble. You live with that, and you teach that to get that out of him. But overall, he was fantastic.
He needs to change it to, I've had Cam Thomas, because Cam Thomas has been waived on Monday night, less than 2 months after signing him.
Yep.
Milwaukee Bucks are quickly turning into one of the biggest disasters in the league, and this is the latest step in that process.
Guys, I'd like to walk you down a path here of the opening of a third eye. Because we got this news from Shams Charania, who very matter-of-factly tweeted, the Bucks are waiving Cam Thomas just weeks after signing him, sources tell ESPN. And so you might say to yourself, okay, well, there you go. The next tweet by Shams says, Bucks GM John Horst sold Thomas as a key part of the team's contention ability this season and the future after the team signed him post-trade deadline. While Doc Rivers compared Thomas to Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford after just 2 games, now he's waived. And I ask myself, okay, so who's the source? Because it's clearly not the Bucks.
Open your third eye.
But he didn't cite anybody, so you just have to connect the dots here.
Connecting dots. And I bring this up is actually very relevant because I talked about this on the Levitar show today. Dan Orlovsky is a sole voice in the NFL draft coverage saying that Ty Simpson is the best quarterback and not Fernando Mendoza. And come to find out, Dan Orlovsky is represented by the same folks who represent Ty Simpson.
How dare you question his integrity?
It's not about integrity. It's just about, hey, do we have all the context within which these evaluations or these statements are being made? And in this case, much like the case of Dan Orlovsky, I don't know if the entire context is being presented to the people. Now, I think there's a difference between analysis and news breaking. I think analysis, typically, I'm not going to say something that is contrary to what I believe. So I believe Dan Orlovsky really thinks Ty Simpson is the best quarterback. However, we cannot discount context from these statements. That's a major part of keeping your third eye open, is us revealing to you, the listener, these, at worst, call them agendas, at best, conflicts of interest behind the scenes that are not presented to you, that are not communicated to you, the consumer. So you buy it on face value. Meanwhile, there is some measure of influence at play.
Here's the quote after the game. Doc Rivers said, "We ran out of bodies. And at the end of the day," why am I reading this when we have Doc Rivers right here?
I mean, we ran out of bodies. At the end of the day, there were guys you had to make a decision on. I thought Cam was really good overall. And he may be somebody that we revisit. What? Just where we're at right now. Not really in the hunt as when we signed him. We thought it was the right thing to do for the rest of the guys right now.
Doc, the postscript.
Somebody we revisit is crazy, dude.
That's insane. Now that we clarified that one thing, let me open your third eye to this. They signed him because they thought he would help in a push for the postseason. Mm-hmm. Got it. That clearly isn't happening anymore. And someone we want moving forward. Even if your postseason push has disintegrated, why wouldn't you keep him on? If you keep him on, what you have at the end of the year is something called non-bird rights. Non-bird rights are not great, but you know what they're better than? Not having bird rights at all.
At all.
And then after next year, if he signs a 1-year deal for the maximum under the non-bird rights, then he has early bird rights. Early bird rights aren't incredible, but they're a lot better than non-bird rights, and they're definitely a lot better than not having bird rights at all. So there's no reason to release him if you actually want to revisit this. If you're like, maybe not this year, but next year. Unless someone feels aggrieved by the changing in the circumstances and no longer wants to be there, to the tune of, don't even have me in your building, which, if you hit the rewind button to the day after the trade deadline, was the very same question we asked about Cam Thomas in Brooklyn.
Yes.
It's like, I get it. You guys are going in a different direction. Why wouldn't you hold on to him for the flexibility of having the rights? The only explanation is if he's an absolute fucking asshole who is making it impossible to hang out with.
Here's another dynamic here in Shams Charania's news story for ESPN. He says, if Thomas was to sign with another team, he would not be eligible for the postseason because he was waived after March 1st.
Yes.
Man, if you're his agent, you are pissed. Because now we got nothing.
Yep.
But if you're his agent, you should have known better. You should have looked at Milwaukee like, you have no shot. We knew it. We all knew it. It was why the whole trade deadline looked the way it was. We're like, you guys did all this to keep him for what? For an outside chance to make the play-in? But Cam Thomas and his agent, they took that job. And by the way, Giannis was hurt when that happened. So they already knew whatever bad situation it was going to be worse. So the only thing I can surmise is they took it because they thought he's just going to be able to play and shoot and do whatever the hell he wants.
That's right.
Well, the other part of this is like, hey, so how did Cam Thomas do as a Buck?
I mean, he had a great opening game.
He did, and everyone was like, oh, the Nets don't know what they're doing.
34 points, beat the Magic, and then 2 games later, 27 points, beat the Pelicans.
His usage rate is almost larger than his effective field goal percentage. He shoots way more than you would want for a guy who's got a 47% effective field goal percentage. That's not field goal percentage. That's effective field goal percentage. With the added value of the three-point shot being incorporated, he's actually not good three-point shooter this season. Historically, a little bit better, but 27% in Milwaukee.
Yeah, March is tough. 8 points per game in 14 and a half minutes, 39% from the field, 27% from three.
It's tough. I saw someone say, oh, scores are underrated. Like, no, but you have to be able to do this within the context of winning. And I'm not talking about, did you do it for a winning team? I'm talking about, are you pursuing offensive opportunities within the offense that do not compromise our ability to win? And Cam Thomas historically has not been that guy. He's been a bucket in a context where nobody cares. We're not going to win this game anyway, so let me get mine. But in terms of like, hey, can I be more judicious? That's not the player he's been. Does that mean he'll never be anything else? No, but it's like, that's not who he's been. The concept of him shooting 27% from three reminds me of something I did a long time ago. This is when I was working for the Suns. I created a Mendoza line for three-point shooting. That basically, if that guy is wide open for three, we're not going to react. I think at the time, that line was somewhere in the low 30s, 30 or 31%. It's like he's taking
a 45% too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, a 45% too, right? Has that line moved, would you say, Tom?
For Cam Thomas, or are you saying just in general, the Mendoza line?
For anyone in general, in basketball. What's the number at which I don't give a shit, I'm not guarding you?
Yeah, it's higher now because the average value of a possession is way higher than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
So you'd be willing to give up a 35% shooter.
Right.
Because it's easy to get buckets in today's NBA.
I felt like 35% was too aggressive. When I was thinking about this recently, I was like, is it 32, 32 and a half?
Draymond is a career 32% shooter. I think that's the line.
Yeah, but today's NBA, man, it's... Look, I got more thoughts on this, but real quick to finish the Cam Thomas thing.
Yeah.
The way it made it sound in my head was that Cam Thomas in my head is like 28 and Pete Nance is 23 because he's on a two-way contract and they're converting it into a full-time contract. And so Cam Thomas as the vet, not in the plans. Cam Thomas is 24 and Pete Nance is 26. You know?
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
They decided, look, we're going to turn the veteran into a full-time contract. We're going to let go Cam Thomas, even though he's 24 years old going into his prime. And they were like, nah, we are cutting bait.
That's the third eye open moment, right? 24, he's so young. Whatever his flaws are. I mean, just said he's not efficient offensively in the context of winning. Like, we can change that. We can teach him.
Probably force one or two today where you over dribble. You live with that, and you teach that to get that out of them.
For you to say, never mind, to be the second team to say, never mind.
Well, you could argue 29 other teams said never mind too, as a restricted free agent.
I would say in terms of they had him.
Yeah.
Not they suspected from afar. He was in our building, and they said never mind. Twice in a month and a half.
So, I mean, where does this Cam Thomas story rank in your Doc Rivers tree? Guy on the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I've seen him play. I've seen him get 40 points.
Oh, he busts our ass. Yeah, he busts our ass.
You know what, though? He may be somebody we revisit. That would be the ultimate Doc Rivers tree right there.
All right, guys, you know I like to analyze front offices, how they make their decisions, how they do their personnel stuff. I think I cracked the code for Doc Rivers, how he likes to get things done. It's a real simple decision tree. Number one, have you played for me? If yes, welcome to the Clippers. Get a $sign right there.
Ka-ching.
Guys like Big Baby, Nate Robinson, Paul Pierce. If not, we go to the next question. Have you played well against me in the playoffs? If yes, welcome to the Clippers. Josh Smith, Pablo Prigioni, Hedo Turkoglu. If no, the third question is, we ever played in our driveway before? If yes, welcome to the Clippers. More money for you, Austin.
Is that a
Rivers.
baby photo of Austin Rivers?
That is Austin Rivers there. And so Jeremiah Rivers, if you're out there, fingers crossed, you got a chance.
Cam Thomas, especially when Doc Rivers was with the 76ers, repeatedly put up big scoring nights.
Yeah, 46.
46 points in 43 minutes on 16 of 29 shooting on April 9th, 2023. 40 points in 36 minutes on 14 of 26 shooting on February 3rd, 2024.
He's had 10 40-point games, and 2 of them have come against Doc Rivers teams.
I called this 2014. When did I do that? The decision tree.
This might have been the first studio thing I've seen you do.
This is the first studio thing that popped now.
And it was an absolute breakout hit.
To recap, have you played for me before? If no, have you played really well against me before? And just me. If no, we related.
It's so great. 20% of Cam Thomas's 40-point games came against Doc Rivers. And we'll revisit. Maybe we'll revisit.
Yeah, so now he gets 2 layers. The only way it could be better is if he marries into the family. Wow, a trifecta. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, my God. That's so great. Of course, he's had a 46-point game against Doc Rivers. Of course he has. The first chance he had to liken him to Lou Will and Jamal Crawford took that bait. Yes.
I bet Doc Rivers has a industrial-sized microwave in his house.
My assignment: uncover why the association inspires more conspiracy theories in volume and salience than any other U.S. sport.
You've heard of the Illuminati.
The truth is out there, but so are lies.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
The NBA has always been controlled by about 8 people.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
If you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
The NBA Illuminati.
If coincidences are just coincidences, why do they feel so contrived?
The Illuminati.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the f*** it's going to take you.
It is unspoken. They have influence among other players.
The NBA Illuminati.
I don't have time for your convenient ignorance.
Maybe I'm a conspiracist now as well.
That's all it took. Oh, we got books, we got schools. You saw a video on YouTube.
Why my eyes, sir? You've never used them before.
We are the Basketball Illuminati.
This is Basketball Illuminati. I am Tom Haberstroh, and as always, I am joined by the 5-star Illuminati generals, Amin Elhassan and producer Anthony Mays.
What's up, Illumination? Thank you for keeping your third eye open. As always, you can support us at patreon.com/countthedings. That'll get you ad-free episodes and help us continue to produce the show. Also, check out our YouTube page at Basketball Illuminati. You can watch our Truth Teller interviews and Do You Believe episodes there. Please subscribe and continue to show your support. Thank you.
We've got Daniss Woike from The Athletic joining us to talk all things Lakers.
Daniss?
Luka, role player, LeBron James.
Did you say Dan is Woike?
Oh, guys.
Daniss Woike?
Oh, man.
After Monday night's Daniss Jenkins win over the Lakers, with a career-high 30 points, we'll just hear it from Daniss on the show. We got Daniss Woike joining us from The Athletic the morning after the Lakers' 9-game win streak was snapped. We'll talk MVP race, some really random stuff in there, some detours that only Daniss could do. But first.
Hello, listener. Producer Mays here to talk to you about the perfect gene. Allow me to be vulnerable here for a minute. As you may or may not know, I've got a lot of childhood trauma, and it almost entirely centers around buying pants. As a lifelong sufferer of tall man syndrome, I've never been able to find a pair of pants that fit in the store. I had to go to those special freak stores, places with more X's than an adult video store. It was a nightmare. But now, the perfect gene has entered my life. They've got 6 fits, a size range from 26 to 50-inch waists, and lengths up to 38, giving you 5,000 plus ways to find your perfect match. So it's not just for my fellow sufferers of TMS, that's tall man syndrome, but thick thigh kings can find their perfect jeans as well. And for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectgene.nyc, or just Google The Perfect Gene and use code DINGS15 for 15% off. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code DINGS15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect gene.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why my Biz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with my Biz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit Verizon.com/business to get started today. New lines only. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes auto pay and paper-free billing and promotional discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge. Applicable add-ons, prices, and terms apply. Guarantee applies to base monthly rate and stated discounts only. Add-on prices additional. Offers in March 31st, 2026.
I'm Richard Serrett. Join me on Strange Planet for in-depth conversations with the world's top paranormal investigators, alien abductees, Bigfoot trackers, monster hunters, time travelers, and more.
The handler one day told her this whole thing about how they've been terraforming on Mars and they're building a colony and they're recruiting specific people of specific bloodlines and specific talents and skill sets to go onto the planet.
On Richard Serrett's Strange Planet, we're redefining reality. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
You are listening to The Agenda with Amin Elhassan and Tom Haberstroh.
Did you guys see Wemby's MVP speech? We got campaign speeches now.
3 arguments. My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with the, more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
Most players are above MVP declarations. We just saw Michael Jordan say, look, GOAT conversation, not my bag. I avoid it. It's not a real thing. We talked about it last week. But Victor Wembanyama took the stage on Monday night after another dominant outing and said he believes he's the MVP, that he would be leading it right now because defense is 50% of the game. They've almost swept OKC. And if he needs work to do to win the MVP this year, he's going to do it for the last 10 games of the season. What'd you guys think of his campaign so far, his speech?
I thought he made some really salient points. I've never heard a player be so forthright and earnest pretty grounded. He wasn't saying some wild shit, right? Like, remember when Harden was upset that Giannis won MVP and he was like,
but I wish I could just run and with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like, that takes no skill at all. I got to actually learn how to play basketball and how to have skill, I take that any day.
Do you think that in the end, a title is going to give you the respect that you think you deserve?
I mean, it is, and I will get it.
You feel confident about that?
Yes. Very.
He wasn't doing that. He was exalting his gifts, his talents. And by the way, having been at that game on Monday night, it's absolutely true, man. The dude, 2 years ago, I think people wanted him to be Defensive Player of the Year because he led the leagues in blocks. And I'm like, yo, just because he's blocking a bunch of shots doesn't mean he's been a good defender. He's going to be great one day. But right now, his team isn't that great defensively. Let me tell you right now, man.
You guys were naysayers. You guys didn't want to believe.
I want to believe.
Tom, it changes the entire way your whole offensive game plan operates. It got me thinking at one point, is the next untapped market or market inefficiency floaters? But then I'm like, how much can you focus on something that only occurs when one man? The importance of the floater really is only if you're playing Wemby. There's no other defender. It's not that there aren't sharp blockers, the Rudy Goberts, the Chet Holmgrens. Not like this. This is something where it's like, I need to do that crazy teardrop that Steph does when he does his warm-ups, where he just throws it straight into the sky, almost hits the scoreboard, and it comes straight down and it goes in. Because that's the only way you're going to get a shot up.
We do this thing where we're talking about MVP conversations and what makes an MVP.
The bar.
And I feel like the MVP discussion is really warped this year. I think we're having a real tough time because I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys have some theories that you can suggest to me because I'm just looking at the numbers and I'm going to put an asterisk on his MVP campaign. I'm going to do it.
Well, I mean, the league is about to do it. If he doesn't play 65 games.
Sure, there's that. There's that asterisk too. 2 asterisks on him. Double asterisk.
There you go. What's the other one?
Here's an asterisk on Wemby's MVP candidacy. Okay. What is the Spurs record when he's not on the floor? When he's not playing this year?
I know they have a good record. I don't know exactly what it is.
10-5. Does that sound like an MVP to you? That they're winning 2 out of every 3 games when he's not on the floor? If he's so good, asterisk.
Asterisk.
Well, I think actually Cade Cunningham, we saw what happened on Monday night without Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
How good have they been without Cade Cunningham? I thought he was the MVP. You know what they are without Cade Cunningham, Maze? 8-2.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Asterisk.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum's back. Peyton Pritchard, all NBA. You know what the Celtics are without Jaylen Brown? Try 6-1. Get out of here in the MVP conversation. Can't be valuable. If your team's 6-1 without you, how valuable can he be?
Asterisk.
Jokic, fraud. He's a joke, I would say. He's not the Joker. He's a joke. You know what Denver's record this season without Jokic is? Remember all these years we've been hand-wringing about, they get killed when Jokic, he can't play 48 minutes because the 2 minutes that he's off the floor, the Utah Jazz scored 1,000 points. Guess what? Those days are over. Jokic, when he's not on the floor, 16-game DNPs, the Denver Nuggets are 10-6.
Asterisk.
So I got an asterisk on Jokic, Wemby, Jaylen Brown, and Cade. And here's the big one. No one wants to say it.
Oh, no.
SGA, asterisk.
How?
Oh, this guy has 20-plus points in 150 straight games, beating Wilt.
Not including the playoffs.
Asterisk. You would put an asterisk on that record?
Asterisk.
Well, when OKC plays without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this season, they're 8-4.
Wow.
8-4.
Asterisk.
So I pose to you that the true king is Luka Doncic, guys.
Ooh.
When the Lakers play without Luka this season, they're just a 500 team. 6-6.
We're just really leaning into this Lakers specific.
Just say.
The SEO better come correct here, man. Lakers.
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 I mean, do you believe, unfortunately, we've had a Lakers question the last 3 weeks. Because it started with the DeAndre Ayton, Clint Capella stuff, and now they got good after that. So you got to keep talking about them.
To recap, the Celtics are 6-1 without their MVP. The Pistons are 8-2 without their MVP. The Thunder are 8-4 without their MVP. Without Wemby, the Spurs are 10-5. The Nuggets are 10-6. So really, everybody is ineligible for the MVP conversation because if the team is better without you than with you, then you know what? You're not very valuable at all. So, Luka, MVP. I said it.
Hey, You know what? Obviously, I've always believed to my dying breath that Steve Nash earned his MVPs, was absolutely MVPs. But I'm going to tell you what helped. The first MVP year in games Steve Nash did not play, the Suns were 2-5, I want to say.
MVP.
The second year, they were 0-3 without him.
So, Tom, you're really taking an astrophysical approach to this, which is we can't measure a black hole, but we can measure everything around it to show that something's there. So when these guys are not around, that's how you're determining value, is how they play without this player.
How valuable can you be if you're a 67-win team when you're not there?
Yeah.
These MVP candidates are collectively, when they're not on the floor for their teams, those teams are 48-24. That's a 55-win team without the MVPs.
You know what, Tom? I'm going to keep my third eye open with a glass half full. This is one of the best coaching years we've ever had.
Oh, the MVP.
Overcoming the loss of my MVP.
Honestly, though, jokes aside, what is this all about? Like, is it that systems matter more than the star player? Is it that three-point shooting is so much a part of the game that
the great equalizer,
as long as you get up a bunch of threes, there's so much variance. One guy can't change all that. And so when you fill in Daniss Jenkins for Cade Cunningham, is it the defense is so difficult in today's NBA? Like, it's so hard to play good defense that anybody is going to look great no matter what? I don't know what this is. Any theories?
Yes.
The answer is yes. All right. Well, then this is the next thing. I think JJ Redick, Luka has like 4 more games that he can miss. I think they need to lose every single one of these games. That is the ticket for Luka to win MVP.
He's got to sit. They got to lose when he sits.
Right up into the edge. He's got to use all 17 games.
I think there's a perfect opportunity for that to happen this week, Tom, because they've got Indiana, Brooklyn, and Washington. Just give Luka a night off in one of those to a tanking team. You know, maybe if Washington can keep that losing streak going, maybe sit Luka, get him out of there. Washington wins. It's magic.
I like this.
It's wizardry.
Oh, damn it.
If it's Washington.
Tom, you're parsing a lot of numbers. You're a numbers guy. You're a stat head.
I'm Tom Haberstroh, and you're watching The Big Number.
Do we need more numbers for defense? Wemby says it's 50% of the game, but it's 20% of the stats.
Well, for some players, it is 50% of the game. I would say it's a misnomer to say that because there's 2 sides of the game, there's 50%.
Yeah.
Individual value is 50% defense and 50% offense. I think there's way more impact that a good offensive player can make offensively than it is defensively. It's very hard for one single defender to be 50% of your value on that end of the floor. So I think Wemby, in Wemby's case,
he might.
Well, then you're making a case for him to be even more impactful defensively than anyone in the league. Exponentially so.
He might be the first guy where it's like, yeah, you might be 50% impact on this game on the defensive end.
It is nuts. Opponent points in the paint when he's on the floor per 100 possessions is at 38.6. When he's off the floor, that's 52. So it goes from 38 points every 100 possessions to 52. They're terrified of going in the paint with this guy.
Here's one for you. How many attempts per 100 possessions?
Oh, that's good.
This is the stat I've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
This is the never minds.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough one to quantify, but this is exactly the type of defensive stat that we need to properly determine value.
If you filibuster enough, I will have this for you.
Oh,
so
I mean, so you would like attempts in the restricted area?
Wait a second. Thomas, maintenant, now we want to advance the stats.
Oh, sorry, Rudy.
Are we going to go back in the time machine and give me more defensive player of the year?
Rudy Gobert is weighed in, folks.
Oh, we wait for Victor to come. Oh, now we need this new stat. C'est bullshit.
Restricted area with Wemby on is 22.
22 attempts per 100 possessions.
When he's off, courtesy of pbpstats.com, which you can do on your own through their on-off Wowie with or without you filter, it's 26. So he erases 4 rim attempts by virtue of being on the floor. It is a little lower than I thought it'd be, but that's impressive. Yeah, what do you want to call it? The nopes?
Never minds.
Never minds is good. I think Bill Simmons was calling it the reconsiders. I mean, it's pretty obvious we need to start calling it the Wembys.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Wembied.
Yeah, that's good.
shit.
I think JJ needs to work on his speech because when they lose to the Wizards, he's got to say, look, we're without our MVP. It's tough when you don't have our MVP, Luka Doncic. Because I don't think Luka's going to say it. I don't think he's on the same level of Big Vic on campaign speeches. You know what? Why don't we talk more Luka with Daniss Woike of The Athletic, who is talking to LeBron and looking at his raspberry. You seen it?
It's whispering eye.
You all think I'm late. Well, I'm not late. And I'm going to stay right here and fight for this lost cause. Even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the Taylors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
There's no better way to overpower a trickle of doubt than with a flood of naked truth.
But the complexity and the gray lie not in the truth, but what you do with the truth once you have it.
What is true and right is true and right for all.
You and I both know that that's just not the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Too messy. Keeps them up nights.
I'm here because in the end, the truth is worth the risk.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds.
I'm a grown man, you can tell me the truth.
Why is it people who want the truth never believe it when they hear it?
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something really outrageous. I'm going to tell the truth.
We're here live with Daniss Jenkins. Oh, no, sorry. That's not Daniss. That's Dan.
The next best thing.
Oh, okay. Wait, so one game is all it took for you to go back to your birth name? You decided to ditch Dan Woike?
Yeah, I saw him in person, and I could only hear my mother, just screaming, Daniss, clean up your room. Daniss, eat your vegetables. So I've decided to go back to my... It's so stupid.
That's the extent that he can come up with things that a mother would say.
Yeah. That's all she ever said to me.
Clean up your room
for a while. Okay.
Shovel the snow, Daniss.
Brush your teeth. Shovel the show.
Clean behind your ears, Daniss.
I still hear my mom saying
Cut your braids, Daniss.
So do we break up the Lakers now? Like, are we done? We done with the Lakers? Like all the good vibes of the 9-game win streak after they lose to a Cade Cunningham-less Detroit Pistons team. It's all over, right? You just close up shop, forget about the playoffs. The Lakers are done, right? That's how it is.
No, weirdly, I was expecting a bad locker room last night to some extent, and didn't get one. And it wasn't a shrug your shoulders, who gives a shit we lost. It was I think an understanding. I talked to Austin Reeves about it afterwards, and before I could even get the question out about the game, he said a month ago we would have lost that game by 100. It was more 2 months ago. But there is these are they were a let go of the rope team, and now for about 20-ish games they haven't been. And I think that's made a real difference in their sort of overall quote unquote vibes.
But Daniss, isn't one of the things we've criticized of them is that defensively they don't have the athletes to compete on a night-to-night basis. And in this stretch, even beyond the winning streak, just say since the All-Star break when they play great, they still don't defend. They're just really good offensively.
They're above average, I believe, defensively. I had the numbers somewhere, and then I got rid of them because I don't know why I did that. I was ready for you. Close the window out. I'm going to do it on vibes, too. One, I think, they didn't have their best defender on the perimeter last night. Marcus Smart has had an all-defensive second-team type of year. I think he has been, particularly over the last few months, has been really, really good for them. And I thought even last night, they defended well enough. They played 3 pretty good quarters of defense. They had a pretty lousy second quarter when they lost some guys. Jenkins made a couple threes. Duncan Robinson made a couple threes. Somebody else banged a couple too. That was really where the game sort of flipped in the second quarter. That was the lose it by 100 stretch. They're not a great defensive team. But if you're a great offensive team, being good enough is probably what matters most. And I think, really good basketball teams outside of the Spurs, outside of the Thunder. I think basically everybody else, the goal here, right, is you maximize your strengths and you do your best to hide your weaknesses. And I think they have figured out ways defensively, to some extent, to hide their weaknesses. I think even last year, I mean, like, just off the top of your head, like, why do you think they lost to Minnesota in that series? Would you point to defense?
I don't know. I think it's on the list. I don't know if that's the number one reason, but yeah.
I think a lot of times, like, sort of the memory of that series is that they didn't guard Ant, like they don't have enough perimeter defense.
They couldn't score. What I remember is they couldn't score.
Yeah, they couldn't score in the fourth quarter. And now part of that might have been that the style of defense they had to play was like basically like they were in rotation for like the first 36 minutes of the game, and that come to the last 12. You're going to pay for that. Like, you're not going to run a negative split, right? Your legs are going to get heavier, especially if you're not making subs. Like, you're not going to be into your closeouts fast enough. I do think, they seem like they're in better shape. I mean, they're certainly in better shape this year at the top of the roster. And they've been in a little bit of a less scramble because they have a guy like Marcus Smart who can, at least physically, knock a quicker player offline. So good enough, maybe. Great, never, probably defensively. But I think if you have the kind of offense that they can have, I don't know. I'm buying. And maybe it's because I see it every day, and maybe it's because I saw them in the lose it by 100 stretch, and so it looks like relatively so much better. I think they're scary. I think they're a scary basketball team, if healthy.
I think LeBron and the stratified Luka is the clear number one guy offensively now, and LeBron's kind of taken a little bit of step back here. I'd like to play a little game with you, Daniss, if you're cool with it.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay, so does LeBron James have a higher usage rate than this player in March? Okay. We'll start off with Luka Doncic.
No, he does not. No one has a higher usage rate than Luka Doncic in March. He's at like 70%, right?
Yeah, Luka's at 38% right now, which is 5 points higher than the next highest guy in the league, which is nuts. All right, so it's not Luka. Let's go on down the list here. Modest Buzelis.
No, higher.
He's got higher than Buzelis. Got to.
No.
Lower. No, LeBron is lower than Modest Buzelis. Yeah.
Wow.
Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis.
Come on.
Oh, gosh.
Come on. He's got to have a higher weight. What's Bobby Portis do?
Shoot threes. Banks threes. He's like third in the league in threes, isn't he? I would say, I mean, my gut tells me it should be higher, but I feel like the reason you're asking is because it's lower. So
it's lower.
So the Bobby Portis?
B-ball Paul. Paul Reed.
Hold on. You tell me the percentage of possessions that end with a Bobby Portis shot when he's on the floor,
or
shot or turnover, no, assists are not in usage.
No, assists are not in usage.
It's play termination.
It's you're trying to score
or you turn it over.
It's my first year covering the league, guys.
Daniss, learn about usage rate.
Yeah, come on,
nerds. Sorry, I wasn't at Sloan. I was out talking to girls.
Yeah,
lifting weights. All right, go ahead.
B-ball Paul.
B-ball Paul
all the time.
Yeah.
That's ahead of LeBron. All of these LeBron never shoots anymore. He doesn't shoot.
Austin Reeves.
It's
definitely lower than Austin Reeves.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh my gosh.
God damn, man.
That's good.
Again, we're saying that when Jonas Valanciunas is on the court, more possessions end with him shooting or turning it over than LeBron.
Yep. Okay, let's keep going. Mo Wagner.
Oh my God.
Mo Wagner, also higher than LeBron James in the month of March in usage rate. Sadiq Bey.
Oh,
that one's yes. That's a motherfucker that shoots it.
Yeah, you need to work on your game show stuff and sprinkle in some ones that are under LeBron.
All right, Bilal Coulibaly.
Well, when you say "all right" like that makes me think that LeBron's is higher.
LeBron's is lower. Okay. All right.
Ooh, for a loop.
Jay Huff.
Oh my God.
Wow. He's reverse dunking every time he's on the floor. I'm going to go Jay Huff higher than LeBron.
Jay Huff is lower than LeBron. He's the first one on the list. LeBron is at 21.2 usage rate, and Jay Huff is at 20.7. Everyone else that I just named is higher usage rate in the month of March than LeBron James. I think it's 12 straight games, Daniss, that he's had 15 or fewer field goal attempts, which is LeBron, that's never really happened. LeBron's longest streak in his career entering this stretch was 4 straight games with 15 or fewer. Just doesn't shoot the ball.
Yeah, he's not shooting anymore, which is fascinating to watch. It's confusing at times because you're just not used to seeing it. I mean, he had a scoreless first half yesterday, and I looked it up thanks to my friends at StatHead over there. I don't know why I said it like that. They're not paying me. I'm paying them, actually. Thanks to the people I give money to at StatHead. Third time only in his career. First time in 15 years he'd had a scoreless first half. And the craziest thing was, like, it didn't feel like he was out of the game. Like, he still felt like of the game. I mean, everybody was missing shots for them for stretches, but I think he still had like 6 assists. He has sort of really quickly bent his game here through a combination, I think, of understanding and coaxing into, like you had said, like, he's taking a step back. Tom, he's their third option.
Yeah.
Like, he is clearly their third
doubt.
option. This is the one they'll clip. As far as like the future of the organization goes, he's at least their third most important basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so they've kind of been like, if these are the facts, we need to play this way. And credit to LeBron James. He's accepted it. He's playing really good basketball in it. And weirdly feels like, having been around him all year, having been around him now for like 4 straight years, basically, feels really energized by it. Like, I think it's a new, interesting challenge to him right now. We'll see how long that lasts. This is where, like, winning is the great elixir for everything. If Luka has a stretch where he's shooting 15% on step backs and LeBron's never touching the ball, like, is he gonna want to shoot more? I'm sure at his core, yes. Like, yes, he will. But I think he said it to me last night. He was just basically, for us to win, like, this is how I need to play.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Is there anything as a reporter that you've been able to figure out, like, what was the switch? Like, what was there a locker room talk? Sit down with JJ, sit down with Bronny. Like, is it like, what happened where LeBron was like, you know what? I do need to take a little bit of step back and expend more energy in other areas rather than scoring.
I mean, I think it was 2 things, right? There was a conversation, right, with JJ Redick. JJ said as much. Like, we had a conversation about clear role definition, right? So that did happen. The other thing that happened was, around that conversation, the Lakers beat 2 really good teams without him. And sort of like the Lakers are better with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, like, graphics that started to populate and stuff like that.
Yep. You're welcome.
Did you send any of those? Look,
you paid for those. You paid for
those.
I'm one of the stat heads that you paid for.
One of the great things about LeBron James, very online. And aware of these narratives, aware of these things, mentioned it unprompted at one point. Like, this notion that, like, they're better without me is absurd. Like, that, like, I know that's not true. And he's showing why. I'm going to ramble for a second. Is it possible? This is kind of where I'm at on this Lakers team. Is it possible that like in the way that we like daily dissect basketball, just in general, right? That like we've lost a little bit of the plot of this team, which is that like they barely played together this year, and now they're just healthy, and healthy teams that like just start to get to know each other, like generally trend in the right direction. Is it maybe just as simple as that?
I think it's part of it for sure. Yeah, I think also Marcus Smart, like being that guy that they brought him in, and DA as guys who are just kind of flyers, veteran guys that, hey, we'll see what we have in Marcus Smart. I didn't think he could do this, defensively.
I think part of it is healthy is absolutely it's the number one thing, but also I think part of it is what you just talked about. It's the role definition, right? And it's not just for LeBron. It's like, I don't know. Look, I always take it with a massive grain of salt, but DeAndre Ayton the other day, like a week ago or so, like
great
saying
article. Great article
well, I'm talking about the guy. I'm not talking about who wrote the article.
About it? Oh, it's great. Great read.
Where can you read it?
The idea of just like him.
Oh, okay.
Maybe at The Athletic, I think.
Jesus.
Daniss Woike at The Athletic. Actually, don't search that name. You will not find it.
Right? Like just him understanding. Yeah. Well, like a departure from a month or so ago where he's like, to try to turn me into Clint Capella. And now all of a sudden he's like, yeah, maybe I should just play more like Clint Capella. Like these things do matter. It matter almost as much as just being healthy and available, because you can have a healthy roster of a bunch of guys who feel like they're being misused or underutilized or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's also time though too, right? Like you can tell somebody on day one, like, hey, LeBron, you're going to be the third option. And he might be like, no, I'm not. But then you give him 60 games worth of season to see that. You give him, like a big three, quote unquote, like getting that group 20 games together to show like this is the way it's got to work, that I'm the most equipped to be the Bosch. You know what I mean? Or the love or whatever, however else you want to frame it in that way. Because I can affect the game the most in other ways. Like, I think there's a lot of this that was just sort of hiding in plain sight. And it's weird because, like, it's easy to say now that they've beaten good teams because they went through a stretch where they beat no good teams. I think they lost like 12 straight games as underdogs, which was a stat I really liked. A really long, like a multiple month stretch where they basically lost every game that people thought they would lose. And they didn't go undefeated in the other ones, but they won enough of them to still stay, 10 games over 500. And there was a lot of this, like their phony basketball team. I think I saw seedlings in there of like this type of stuff starting, like Marcus Smart definitely picking up his play. Luka has been great for 2 months, basically since, early January. He's been awesome. And then, you get Austin Reeves back in, the middle of February. That gets a little time to get like the calf injury right and stuff like that. And then, he starts playing better. And then all of a sudden, like, we're here. It is worth noting this has been the hardest stretch of their schedule all season, at least in terms of the quality teams they've played. And they've stood up to it. And now, look, some of these teams are struggling. Like, you know what I mean? Orlando just lost to Indiana. Who did Houston? Houston just lost somebody, and like Ime just like eviscerated them, right?
Yeah, they it was a bad team too. They lost to the Bulls last night.
Yeah, that with the high usage Mattis Buzelis.
Yes.
I think like so you can look at some of that stuff, but I mean I also think along the way like they had beaten some really hot teams too, right? Like the flow of the season. I think they're a good team. I think they're better than their point differential on the season would suggest. I think that their seeding in the West right now is about where I would have them. Denver's probably a little scarier just because we've seen Denver win a title with this core. But the Lakers, especially with Luka Doncic, have played Denver really well. They swept Minnesota this year. They just took back-to-back games in Houston. Like that's hard to do in an NBA regular season, and like made the Rockets look like a broken mess. in the process. Some help from the Rockets at times looking like a broken mess. But I think, like, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. They've got 3 pretty easy games coming up. You handle your business in those 3 games. We're talking about a stretch where they've won, 14 out of 15 games going into a game against the Thunder. And, let's see where they're at.
Where would you put the Lakers if they're in the East?
Ooh, okay, so not as good as the Pistons. Not as good as the Celtics, I don't think, and not as good as the Knicks. I put them probably 4th.
Okay.
So
but I think I feel like I'm unusually high on the Knicks compared to the national discourse. I think the Knicks are really good, and I think they're built like they are a team that's built for the playoffs. Like, they're going to be able to play a lot of different styles and defend a lot of different looks because of their personnel. And then they've got like one of the best closers in Jalen Brunson. So I think the Knicks are actually going to be really good in the playoffs.
Would you have them behind Cleveland? Would you have the Lakers behind Cleveland?
No, I'd have them ahead of Cleveland.
I feel like they haven't beaten Cleveland in like 6 years. That's just like anecdotally. Like Cleveland, one of the teams where the Lakers lost by 100 this year. So, and that's another. I mean, like, they've got an interesting stretch of schedule coming up, like, as they hit the finish line. Like, it's really sort of like bifurcated. They play some really, really tanky teams. I'm going to read it to you guys here. They play at Indiana, Brooklyn, and Washington. Then they get Cleveland and at Oklahoma City, at Dallas, home against Oklahoma City, at Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah. So, like, to me, like, those 2 Thunder games in particular, like, they took a game off the Thunder late last season in kind of one of these baseball series situations. Looked like they're in position to take another one. Luka got a technical foul, ejected from the game. Things kind of fall apart after that. That was probably when those vibes were highest last season, when inside the locker room there were guys who kind of thought maybe there's something special here. I do think, and this maybe veers a little bit into like MVP discourse, I do think there's something to be said about when you see Luka get to like the place that he's been, which like he can get there. He can get there pretty regularly. He's definitely done in the playoffs before. You start to believe you can beat anybody.
Dude, when he took that last second shot last night, I thought it was going in. That's how good he's been. When he took that,
it was shock. It was a shock. They missed it.
I was like, that's how good Luka's been. It was a trick shot because he hit a dead end and he was pivoting, trying to get any sort of airspace. And when he finally got it off, you could see the terror in the Detroit Pistons bench as they're watching the ball come down from its apex, and then they're like, "Oh, thank God, it was short." I think Luka. I think this might be the best he's ever been. He's in such command of everything, and I know that. Look, Wemby had his MVP speech on Monday night, and then you have SGA and the Thunder have J-Dub back, so probably SGA is going to win this award. But is it a stretch to say this is the best we've ever seen Luka at this point? I mean, he had a 60 burger the other night. So Dan, what is it about him right now
that scored 100 points in like 23 hours?
Yeah.
That was that stretch. In a week where he also had a 50-point game. Yeah, I mean, I think it's that. I think his engagement levels on defense are much higher. Like steals isn't the only way to measure where someone is on defense, but like in particular, like for their team, the way he's able to jump passing lanes, the way he's able to read plays, create live ball turnovers. They're such a dynamic team in transition. He had, I think in one of those games like last week, he had 5 steals. During this stretch, he's like up over 2 a game, I think. Dove into the front row last night for a loose ball. I think it was after a steal, so he might have been trying to get that extra steal. But like there is like I think a different, again, this all kind of works together, right? You see LeBron James a couple weeks the Denver game, right, against Denver, where like LeBron James goes like full Superman for a loose ball.
Yeah.
Right. 41-year-old, like disgusting play. Will have like a forever raspberry on his hip from it. It's gross. I've seen it. It's disgusting. Like just one of those like cuts that will never close.
You won't get this information from anyone other than Daniss, by the way.
This is Daniss special.
Part of the job being on the ground.
I've seen this.
Right?
It's going to be there for a while. And you're a doctor. I had no idea you're you and Giannis. This is incredible.
Yes. Well, when your name ends with IS, it's just basically like it's just given. So again, very similar to Giannis too. Sorry. But you see that play, right? Like, so like two things happen out of that play. We talked about LeBron buying that in. One of the things, as much as anybody's ever talked about a dive for a loose ball, that resulted in the Lakers like not even winning the tip, right? Like that play got so much attention. Great positive reinforcement for a person who likes positive reinforcement, LeBron James, for like doing like the little shit, right? So there's that. And then if you're a teammate and you see this happening, like you can't be left behind because you'll notice it. If you're not diving, if you're not like selling out too, and I think like there's just more general buy-in collectively as a group, and I think that's like credit to Luka. I mean, he is their energy, right? Like that's one, good or bad. Like the team, like sort of. There are times where I think like Luka early in the season was like kind of had like that Paul Rudd and Wet Hot American Summer, like when he doesn't want to like clean up his like tray. That sort of energy, like that. That's like mostly gone. That's mostly gone. At least reserved mostly for the refs.
Yeah, there you go. Or Goga Batadze. Speaking of which, why was that technical rescinded?
I think because generally speaking, trash talk doesn't lead to technical fouls between players. That was sort of the explanation I was giving. Okay. Is that like typically like it would need to lead to some sort of like physical type of thing. But yeah, who knows? If he had 13 technicals, would have been rescinded. Right. They probably would have taken that fine.
We had a double foul in the Blazers game last night. I know you guys watched Nets. We didn't get a double tech. We got a double foul.
That's been a while. They used to love a double foul. That was in the 90s and the 2000s. Double foul was everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then it went away. It went away.
What was the situation? Was it a post jostle?
Yeah, it was just like the guys like kind of ran into each other a little bit, and it was City Sissoko, I think it was, who's always just
running into
Marcus
people.
Smarting and all that.
He's a runner into her.
Yeah, he's fifth in the NBA in offensive fouls drawn, and he's on a 2-way contract. Like, it's very hard to do. You know this, Daniss. That is so odd that. I mean, how many times do they rescind a technical when it's not at the very end of the season, when they're on the line?
I don't want to go full basketball Illuminati, but since we're here.
I mean, hey.
Since we are here, did you guys notice there was another technical rescinded like right afterwards? I believe I'm pulling this up here. City Sissoko. Wow. That's why. Had a technical rescinded. It was a day after the Luka Goga techs were rescinded. Almost to me as like a reminder, we do have this lever. We do it.
Yep.
If we're going to go down this road, perhaps as a way maybe to move it a little, push the Luka thing down the feed.
Yeah. Who among us has not wanted to talk City Sissoko recidivism?
Rescindings.
I'll go with rescindings. Yeah, it's I don't know where Luka is going to be in the MVP conversation.
Conjugate your verbs, Daniss. Sorry,
Daniss, you have to catch a flight. Are you able to fly alone?
Like I can do 5 more minutes. We have 5 more minutes.
All right. Well, you're going to Indiana.
I can do 10 more minutes. I'm going to Indiana through Chicago. I'm going to go through Indiana. I'm going to go to Indiana. I'm going to see my parents for a few hours.
Do you see the folks? Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I'm going to go see. Gonna go see my parents.
We're going to refresh what your mom will tell you not to do.
Big hug,
so
Daniss.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole new list.
It's so great to see you, Daniss. Daniss, are you saving your money?
Daniss, seriously though, did you see Jeff Teague said that they should number 1 pick, they should go with Cam Boozer because AJ DeBonsa is too big of a personality for Indiana. Usually it's Peyton Manning types that do well in Indiana.
I didn't see this. This is interesting.
And people are like, do we not remember Reggie Miller?
Miller, Tyrese Halliburton, pretty big personality. Yeah. Caitlin Clark, pretty big personality.
Is she a pretty big personality?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's like a step on your throat. I'm
not big personality. She's more like Like personality to me is like Tyrese Halliburton going to WWE SmackDown. Like that's personality.
You would be not
that.
able to see the subtlety in this. I mean, you're like a just a sledgehammer of personality.
And you're subtle. You're Mr. Subtlety and nuance.
known around the NBA for being kind of just like a real flower, like flower against the wall and just. Daniss.
Not a wallflower. It's a flower against the wall.
Flower against the
Guys,
wall.
I've been drinking. It's early.
Daniss,
this is day 10 of the road for me.
Yeah,
that's a long time, Daniss.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
You missed the sweet confines of Los Angeles, but playoff matchups. You mentioned the Minnesota series last year.
Mm-hmm.
Houston also mentioned how they're kind of hurting themselves. Which team would the Lakers rather see in the first round? Would they rather get the revenge, or would they rather take the team that everybody's written off?
I think you would. I don't think they personally care all that much, but I think Houston would probably be. Just Houston has maybe the easiest thing to scheme right now, which is you just don't have to. You just kind of guard Amin Thompson like he's Ben Simmons. And you can kind of blitz Kevin Durant a little bit. You can do some interesting things like that, and they just don't have enough shooting, right? Minnesota feels a little more dynamic. I think Denver is scariest. I had a conversation last night with somebody, and we were talking about the players that just strike the fear of God into you currently in the NBA in the playoffs, and Nikola Jokic is number one on that list.
They scored against the Blazers the other night. 23 points in the first 10 possessions of the game. It was in 3 minutes. They already had 23 points. It was insane. And Jokic didn't even do any of it. It was just Jamal Murray and Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. And it was insane. Jamal Murray, they were on pace for 215 points at one point in the second quarter, And so They're terrifying for sure. You said the Lakers are scary. They're terrifying. I mean, where would you put OKC on the fright scale? Are they horrifying?
We
do this thing in media where it's they're scary.
They're scary.
Is terrifying the highest level, or is
petrifying? Is petrifying
a nightmare?
Nightmare. How about this?
Horrifying?
Blood curdling. Mm-hmm. My blood is literally curdled.
Can I twist the knife a little bit here? So you don't remember them being a game away from losing to the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals last year after almost losing to Denver too?
This team is better than they were a year ago.
Okay.
They're better than they were a year ago.
So I think if everybody is at their absolute best, I mean, I think there's a world in which I view the Spurs as the most I don't know how to wrap my head around that. It feels early, but they are terrifying.
There's no chance. And that's not because I don't think they're good enough. It's because they are literally a daycare center.
Yes.
And Harrison Barnes and Luke Cornett are the adults.
Well,
dog, they're not gonna.
We know they'll be well rested.
Yep.
We know. Well, we know they'll be well rested on the
road. They're gonna stay away from the chicken wings. We know that.
Nap times and juice boxes.
Yeah, I think I think you're actually right about the Thunder. I mean, they had a game earlier this year when they played the Lakers where this was when it looked like they were going to win 77 games.
Right.
When Shea missed an offensive rebound three and walked down the court with this surrender cobra and all that stuff, and they were up 32 in that game when that happened. And I was like, oh my God, they're not even playing against other teams. They're just playing against themselves.
The way they defend, and the fact that everybody on their roster defends. Every person who gets in the game defends at a high level, and almost all of them can shoot threes. It's too hard to be able to overcome that without some very favorable matchups. I thought Indiana, Rick Carlisle, did some really, really smart things to disrupt them offensively. But I think, in a weird way, because of the injuries that they've had this year, it's allowed guys to get better. AJ Mitchell was a guy who didn't even play last year. Now he's really good, and he plays a lot. From Casey Wallace is better. I think all this means like Jalen Williams was. Did he come back last night? Or he's about to come back right now.
He came back.
Yeah.
He looked great.
Yeah. Like, dog, when they're healthy, like you gotta look everything that everyone said about the Spurs, whatever. The Thunder are 3 games ahead of them, and this is them. Like, we really fucked up the second half of this season.
Top 5 in games lost due to injury, Oklahoma City, and it's insane. It's insane that they are, for a lot of the season, they were challenging projection-wise, challenging, like you said, Daniss, that they were going to be 77-win team. That was a lot of it was without J-Dub. And then Chet's been out. You've had Hartenstein's been out. Half the roster has been out this season.
Dort has been out. Like, Dort's been out a while.
57 and 15. They could be a 67-win team this year.
They're an awesome basketball team.
Yeah.
Like the top 2. I mean, they are probably in a class of their own. The best version of the Spurs, like, I don't know if we'll get it this postseason because of all the reasons Amin said. When I've seen them in person this year, like the force and speed they play with, and then you have like a one-of-one. I mean, there's nothing like Victor Wembanyama. Like, breaking news. First person ever make that observation. But I mean, like, there is just like he just wrecks you in ways that like the way you want to play, the places you think you can get to where you just like you can't go because he's on the court is so disruptive. And like in ways that like Oklahoma City disrupts you in other ways. There isn't like that though, like type of feeling like once I get in the paint, like this shit is gonna get like thrown into the third row, no matter like who I can see. And like Wemby like breaks you in that way, which is
dude, I saw last night. I was in Miami. I saw that game in Miami, and like to see wave after wave.
Like so that's why you look like this. You were in Miami.
Yeah,
he's always in Miami.
Yeah, a wave after wave of Heat players attack the basket, and then be like, never mind.
Nope.
Like the never mind. Like they've got to create a stat for that, right? It's
Abe Simpson. They just go Abe Simpson at the brothel.
Yep. Put the hat
just
back
like
on and walk.
Walk right back out of the paint. It happens all the time. It's unbelievable.
What was that? Was it Norm Powell? Norm Powell who tried to do this like reverse layup?
He tried to reverse
block him from the other side of the basket.
No, what I said, like I know what he's doing. He's trying to what they teach you in basketball is like use the rim as a kind of to shield. But if he had gone up with his left hand, I think he would have made that layup. Yeah, I was sticking to it.
Yep. Coach Amin, love it. Yeah, I mean, Wemby, like you said, Daniss, Wemby is that good where maybe we should be thinking differently about this. I know, Amin, you're just the De'Aaron Fox. You can't get behind a team led by De'Aaron Fox because he's not Ja Morant.
It has nothing to do with De'Aaron Fox. Actually, when I said what I said, I forgot that. Yeah, I guess he's the third vet. But again, his playoff experience is a grand total of 7 games.
Yeah.
Guys,
no team has ever made the finals after missing the playoffs the year before without either being the 22 Warriors or acquiring a superstar that summer. So, I mean, if Wemby does it, he will officially jump all the levels. We just need to see it because history has shown that is not the case.
And to me, Maze, it's not even like I have no doubt he's going to do it. You tell me Stephon Castle's just gonna have a perfect playoff, and Dylan Harper, and Vassell and Keldon Johnson, and like all these guys, obviously, like, yeah, I've never seen a playoffs, but I got it. I could figure it out. Like that's not what the history of this league tells us. Is those guys will make mistakes, and that's fine. It's part of it. Next year, they'll be better off for it in the same way that the Thunder were better off for it when they lost a couple of years ago.
Well, we're going to be talking about Wemby as Daniss Wembanyama in the NBA Finals because that's who's going to take over in the Finals, and the Pistons are going to win it all because of Daniss. Daniss Woike, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you coming through. Go.
Daniss, TSA is a mess.
Get clear trial.
Daniss, watch out for ice. Yeah, we turned political on this.
Yeah,
on
what
this
the
episode.
hell, man? It was just great vibes. It was great vibes.